Hello everyone, my name is Eugenia and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I'm making a small gift card for a teacher. I will show you each step, so hopefully you will be inspired to make some cool crafts too, even if they are very small. I've marked the center of my card and then I drew floral illustration in pencil lightly, so it would be easier to erase later. And before using watercolor, I outlined everything with a liner. I usually use the thinnest ones you can find at the local store. Those liners are waterproof, so they won't smudge when I start filling in with watercolor. I finished the top part of the plant ornament and now I'm doing the exact same thing with the bottom part. The most important thing here is not to rush, to make the drawing neat and ensure all lines are well drawn. I like to erase all unnecessary markings right away, so that the pencil doesn't smudge the paper or dirty my hand. Once the pencil is erased, I can go over the work with a liner and touch up the details and shadows. I don't want my cards to be pale and boring, so I color everything in with a watercolor. The drawing here is pretty small, so I try my best not to go beyond the edges. I absolutely love working with watercolors, creating drawings and even calligraphy with it, but I feel it is a whole new artistic journey that I need to study more deeply, as my drawings are still flat and quite simple. I try to draw more at home on my own, attempting more complex stuff each time. It doesn't always come out right, but I really enjoy the process. I would really appreciate if you could share your experiences with watercolors in the comments. I finished the drawing and now it's time to trim all the unnecessary edges. And I do that on a rubber mat with the help of a ruler. And I also leave it a bit of a raw edge. The teacher I'm making this card for unfortunately doesn't speak English. So I've pulled up the courage to try and write the text in Hebrew. I looked up the alphabet and translated the quote into Hebrew. And then I asked my friends to check if everything was correct without any stupid mistakes. With this card I remembered about how diverse calligraphy can be and how it's not that easy to start something new. I often write with a broad nib, but it's definitely not easy to just sit down and write a phrase in Hebrew. I drafted a few copies to get the letters to be more or less the form that I wanted. Then, on a strip of the same paper as my card, I wrote the final version of the text. Then I drew lines on the card for the text and tried out its positioning. Placed a draft above my lines so that during writing I could check that I was hitting the width of the line I needed. I wrote the text with a broad nib 1.5 mm size, using walnut ink which absorbs well into watercolor paper. Calligraphy and drawing are ready. Now it's just a matter of presenting the card nicely. I carefully cut out a frame and the back sheet from the same kind of paper. Then I stick everything together and cut out an additional dark sheet to place under the card and highlight it against the backdrop of the frame. I carefully glue everything together and smoothen to avoid any air pockets. So there, my work is definitely done now. I hope you enjoyed watching the process. Subscribe to my channel to watch more videos on calligraphy, drawing and handwriting.